Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to my October vlogs for 2016. I've tried similar stuff to this in the past where I've kind of vlogged or filmed different things around usually a horror movie marathon that I used to do pretty much every year, where I try to watch a horror movie a day for the entire month of October. But anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about here. I'm basically just going to film all kinds of Halloween related stuff this month. I've got some kind of horror collecting things to put in here. Hopefully find some new action figures that are horror related that are coming out, at least I think this month. Some other collectibles, particularly like masks and things like that. And maybe even some movie collecting. I also have a couple different events going on this month that I think would be worth filming. Particularly a horror convention and Halloween Horror Nights. I don't know how much I could really film of that, but I'll film what I can, I'll post what I can, and hopefully everything gets put together the way it's supposed to and the way I want it to. So since it's the 1st of October, I did go out and had a mission to go find horror-related stuff in stores. And I went to a couple Halloween shops and there's nothing I really wanted. But I did go to Best Buy and I found they had the 35th anniversary Blu-ray of Halloween on sale for like 12 bucks. So I figured, why not pick it up? I upgraded my Halloween 2 and 3 to the Scream Factory versions. So I might as well upgrade the original, the Blu-ray too. And I was pretty much ready to give up my horror searching for the day. And I checked Facebook before I left where I was shopping and saw that one of my local comic shops had gotten in the new Ultimate Ash figure from Evil Dead 2 by NECA. So, of course, I went to go buy that, but instead of going to the shop that advertised they had it, I went to another shop just because I kind of like them a little better, and found that they had the new Nightmare Freddy Krueger figure from NECA. So I did end up having to go to the original shop to get that one, but I picked up two pretty cool horror figures today, which makes me pretty happy. I wanted to do a quick unboxing here. We'll see if I actually cut this enough already. I pre-cut it just so I could get into it easier, because it's a pain to cut crap open on camera. Hey, especially when you got packing peanuts. Let's try to take this out very, very carefully, especially because I have 3 dogs running around on the floor underneath me. Last thing I want is packing peanuts going all down where they can eat. So here let's close that up real quick. What we have first and foremost is a display base, which I don't know if I'm going to use. I have a way of displaying items like this, and they don't require a display base of this nature. This plastic bag is all stuffed on there, but there we go. Let's see if we can put it up on the stand and take a better look at it here. And there it is, my Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 Michael Myers mask. This is one of 2 Michael Myers masks I have coming in the next couple days. This one, I forget who made this. I don't even remember if it's, oh yeah, there it is, stamped. It's Handy Boy. And then I believe it was custom rehaired. Yeah, there we go. I can't read the name and I forget who it was that did it, but it's a very thick pull here, which is cool. It's on a mannequin head, I guess, but it looks like it has black cloth over top of it to kind of black it out, and I'm probably going to adjust that as well, but very cool looking mask. Very excited to have this. Definitely probably going to wait till I get home from work, because I'm just on my lunch break now, to really mess with it, but really excited. So as I watch movies this month, I wanted to kind of give some quick thoughts on them, very brief, quickie reviews on the movies I'm watching as I go through them. And I just thought of this now, so I am kind of recapping a few days worth of movies real quick here. And the first thing I watched right when I woke up on October 1st was Halloween 4, because I've been going through the other Halloween movies and this is kind of where I ended up at the moment. And my quick review of that one is probably one of the worst masks of the entire Halloween series, but still one of my favorites. I love Daniel Harris's character, I love the overall feel of the movie, and it's just one that I enjoy going back to over and over. It's kind of nostalgic because it was one I remember seeing on TV a lot when I was a kid. Alright, so yeah, another unboxing. Very similar to the one I had yesterday. And in this one I get German ads. Toss those and get to the real purpose. Ooh, this is no packing peanuts today. Makes me happy. Alright, and here it is. This is, I believe at least, the NAG Scarred Michael Myers mask. And this thing looks awesome. So I'll have to get it up on a wig head or something, and I can compare it to the Hobo Myers. Alright, so you saw the couple little unboxing videos I did on the last two Michael Myers masks I picked up. And right now I'm doing a little bit more work on getting these displayed properly. So these are 3 of the Michael Myers masks I own. On the left is the Halloween 2 version from Trick or Treat Studios. There's also the Halloween 6 there in the middle from Trick or Treat Studios. And then my recently unboxed Rob Zombie Part 1 Michael Myers mask there. Looking really goofy just because they're not on wig heads or anything at the moment. And then here on the other side of my kitchen I have the Hobo Myers mask. But the real thing I'm working on right now are these. The wig heads, I've been keeping these on, and some other masks as well. But I'm going to take these and paint the eyes black on them, and maybe some other sections as well, depending on the mask that's going on there, just to make them look a little better on display. The white just is a little too much contrast with most of these masks and just doesn't look as good as I want it to. Most, if not all of these, have a little hole in the bottom. I'm actually going to eventually find some way to mount these where like a stick or something goes up through the bottom of the head, and that's what keeps it on display. Find a way to mount that to a wall. So my initial plan was just to kind of black out the eyes and maybe the mouth on some of these, and I got a little carried away and decided to go full-on corpse paint with these things. Well, except for the blank face, because it didn't really make sense. But yeah, I just couldn't help just going a little over the top with this. So now that the paint's dried, I could show off the end result. And I'll start with the 2 masks I didn't show at the beginning of this. My Ghostface mask, which I'm not sure who makes. I think the company who made it for the movie is the only one that can legally make them, if I remember right, but I could be wrong. And then there on the right is the Ruby's Leatherface remake mask, which actually isn't too bad, and I got it on clearance, and it actually looks decently enough like Leatherface. But that was one that I really wanted to add the black paint to, because it has the big gaping mouth, which actually I had to cut out because it had teeth originally, which isn't supposed to be part of the leather mask. But even though you can still see some white in his mouth there, I think it helps a lot to have the black eyes, and then the Ghostface mask especially, because you can see that bright white foam underneath it originally, and now it has very dark and creepy looking eyes. And then the 3 Myers masks over here, I think it just makes a huge difference having the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. And yeah, I know I need to style the hair on all 3 of these a lot better than it is right now. It's pretty bad, but I'm one step closer to having these display worthy, I think. Yeah, very excited about these. And as a comparison, I wanted to show the H1 mask next to the Hobo Myers mask. And obviously they're made by 2 different studios. It's NAG that made the Rob Zombie original version, and the Hobo one is a Handy Boy, which I think it was just a blank that was sold to the guy I bought it from on eBay. But you can see there's a very big size difference. The Hobo Myers mask is quite large, and that is a little disappointing. I would rather it be, you know, all the same size. Obviously, buying on eBay, it's kind of hard to tell what you're going to get, but at least to some degree I can kind of like semi-justify in my head that, well, maybe the mask stretched out over the 2 years in between the films or whatever. So if I'm going to have one that's oversized, I'd rather it be the Hobo mask. And also, to be quite honest, because I kind of have a large head, the Hobo mask actually fits me significantly better than any of these other masks. The NAG Scarred is basically the same size as the Trick or Treat Studios ones, and those are all just a little tight on me. Next up, as the idea of the marathon kind of implies, I ended up watching Halloween 5. Not one of my favorite Halloween movies, though it always played as kind of like a double feature with 4 on like AMC Scarefest or whatever the heck that was back in the day, so I do still kind of have a little nostalgia for it. I also thought the Michael Myers mask with a weird wide neck was very, very strange, and yeah, it's just one that I also have a hard time keeping my attention on. I think it dropped a lot of the interesting ideas from Part 4, and you can really feel the series is moving in a place that wasn't all that great. So I feel like this first episode is starting to just become a big haul video, but I did pick up some more Halloween-themed stuff today. I hit one of my local Walmarts and finally found some more of their horror t-shirts in my size. So I got the Texas Chainsaw one and the Nightmare on Elm Street one. I'd previously picked up the Friday the 13th shirt, and these are pretty generic, but it's kind of cool to get cheapo horror shirts, I guess. I know I'm going to be buying at least one or two things from Fright Rags this month when they have their new collections come out, but these inexpensive, can't really go too wrong with them. I also went to one of my local FYEs and picked up a few other things. I got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 Leatherface figure from NECA. I was kind of holding off on getting this. I'm not a huge fan of these retro style figures, but Texas Chainsaw 2 is probably actually my favorite of all the movies. I just kind of have a weird soft spot for it, and I know we're probably not going to get another figure of this version of Leatherface anytime soon, and I'm actually going to meet the actor this coming weekend, so figured might as well just go ahead and buy the figure. Even though I'm not going to get it signed or anything, but I don't know, it felt appropriate. And then they also had some cheapo horror movies, so I picked up House of a Thousand Corpses, just because I haven't picked it up yet. I have Devil's Rejects. Not as big of a fan of House of a Thousand Corpses, but I kind of wanted to revisit it, and it was $3. And VHS 2, which I'm sure somebody will probably say is not a great movie, and I'll agree it's not great, but it's actually one of my favorite found footage series. I do really enjoy them in just kind of a weird way, I guess. I don't know. They're not good movies, but I enjoy them. Even the third one, I think, had some okay moments in it. But 1 and 2, I liked enough to definitely want to own and have in my collection. The movie of the day for October 2nd was Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. Watched it because the podcast I really enjoy, Now Playing Podcast, is going to be reviewing it. They just reviewed all 3 Creepshow films, and since this is kind of the unofficial Creepshow 3, they're going to be talking about it. And after just watching Creepshow 3, I could say everything in Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, is better than anything in Creepshow 3. The worst part of this movie is 10 times better than anything in that. There's still some flaws, there's some goofy stuff, especially that second segment, the cat segment in the mansion, is a little weird and very Stephen King-ish in a not good way, I guess. But I think all 3 stories are pretty solid. I like the effects in it. I like the overall mood the movie evokes. And I forgot about the wraparound story going in, and I was pleasantly surprised to go back to that and remember how enjoyable it is. And definitely a movie I would highly recommend. So I thought for the month of October at least I'd trade out some of the action figures I have in my desk at work with some horror figures. And Universal Monsters seems like kind of a safe place to go. They're not bloody, gory, or particularly threatening, so I think these are the ones I'm going to put up there. With the Invisible Man, the Son of Frankenstein, the Karloff Mummy, the Creature from Black Lagoon, my Bride of Frankenstein with her detachable head, Wolfman, and Dracula. I mean, those are all pretty iconic figures. I'm gonna peer into the depths of this bucket here and pull out their related display bases and everything. But, there seems to be like a good idea for office horror decor for a little while. Time for yet another unboxing here. This is one I was really looking forward to, and, well, if you can't already tell, I think it's already pretty obvious what this is. NECA did a joint partnership thing with Scream Factory, so when Scream Factory is coming out with their new Child's Play Blu-ray, which is supposed to have, like, tons of bonus features, like all good Scream Factory things do, and my real draw to this, of course, was the figure. And man, I'm glad I'm an outside-the-box collector, because Chucky's a little, I don't know, not positioned correctly, and there's some damage to my box. That's a little disappointing. But either way, cool-looking collectible. I'm kind of bummed it's a retro-style figure, but I like that he has the Good Guy Doll box and all that good crap. And this is a really nicely detailed box here, too. And let's see what else we got in here. We have an alternate slip cover, so instead of the cool new Scream Factory art, we can go with a box design. And we also get a couple posters, and I think they're just posters of the same artwork we get here on the slip cases, so I'm not going to pull these out just yet. I'll have to figure out how large they are and get some frames or whatever, but really I just wanted the movie itself and the figure. Those were the really important parts to me, and I'm glad I have them. Curious that NECA hasn't announced that they're doing more versions of Chucky yet, but I'm sure that's coming down the line soon. Alright, time to replace this one on the shelf, the new Scream Factory version. Replace my old DVD. So that's always the sad sign of a movie collector, when you haven't even opened the movie and you're replacing it. I guess haven't watched Child's Play since I upgraded. I used to have it on a 2-pack with The Howling. Then I split those out into individual copies. And now, before I've ever even watched this copy of Child's Play, I'm replacing it with a better version. Go me! So it's not so bad right now, but I guess it's gonna get worse in this storm. Hurricane Matthew is gonna get crappier and crappier. And people are already starting to cancel for the horror convention this weekend in Orlando. They canceled the Friday date of the con, and it looks like Robert Englund, Bill Johnson, the Leatherface from Part 2, and Doug Bradley have already canceled, mostly because I guess flights aren't going in. Bill Moseley has confirmed he will be there, as if there's any possible way he can get to Orlando, so at least Bill Moseley will be there. But I'm hoping the con still goes on, even if a lot of the guests are cut. I'm just kind of hoping, I don't know, just be able to go and have a fun time, and hopefully Halloween Horror Nights doesn't get canceled either. Yeah, that will definitely take a significant chunk out of what I was planning to vlog if that event doesn't happen. So, not long after I recorded that previous thing talking about hoping the horror convention doesn't get canceled, it got canceled. Not really surprised. Obviously, if you can't fly people in, which, I'm sure plenty of flights are getting canceled, that, you can't really have much of a con, you don't really have many guests, plus just a safety issue. I'm sure it's gonna be an insurance nightmare to do something like that. And I'm still curious to see if Halloween Horror Nights is happening. If it does, I'll try to make it down there for that, because I do have tickets for Saturday night, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm gonna do one last quick unboxing here, and then I'm gonna call it quits for this first episode of the vlog. It's gonna run a little longer than I wanted it to, just because there's a lot of stuff with me and my initial excitement for the month. Saturday, may still be doing Halloween Horror Nights. Don't know yet. They've canceled it tonight and tomorrow, but Saturday, not entirely sure. It's Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day it is. But if you can't tell by the fact that I am like freaking soaking wet, the storm is definitely coming in here to town. Hurricane Matthew is supposed to be like a Category 4 right now, and it's it's pouring down rain. It's not even close to here yet. But yeah, so I'm facing the possibility of not having electricity or internet for who knows how long after tomorrow. It's a very real possibility, and I realize if I don't get this video up now, it might not go up for a little bit. So one more box, fitting a similar theme to a lot of the other boxes that have been in this video. And this is tightly packed in here. And yes, it is very similar to everything else I've picked up so far. It is the Trick or Treat Studios Halloween Resurrection Mask. It's a little goofy looking now because it's all bent out of shape. But yeah, decided I needed to pick this one up. I've actually got more coming, so if I do get power back and mail service returns, I'll be showing off some more in the next vlog. But hopefully until then, things don't get too bad here, and I'll be back soon.